This conversation with you, first inviting you all to close your eyes. Please close your eyes and now bring to your memory some place on earth that you really love. Some place where you can connect with sweet memories from your childhood, from your life. Just visualize this place. Now switch the image to somewhere on earth that it's being destroyed, that you really care about. So just allow those images to come to your mind. And now you imagine that from your heart there is a beautiful, loving, golden light that you just spread this light from your heart, share the light from your heart with those places. And finally, you see and feel our beautiful Mother Earth and send your love to Mother Earth. That's how we begin our conversation today. Open your eyes when you're ready. All right, my name is Karina Mioto. I am Brazilian. I lived and worked in the Amazon rainforest for 5 years, and I ended up in the Amazon because I felt a calling from the rainforest. And I worked hard as an environmental journalist, as an activist, sharing information a lot until I burned out. I couldn't handle anymore living in such a beautiful, magical, important place to all of us, needing to face every single day the destruction. It was highly painful to me. And I didn't have any more energy to keep going. So this is what happened. And then, as a journalist, you can imagine I was very frustrated because I was like, all right, what I know how to research information, translate this information into a very understandable way to other people and share it. So if I cannot share information anymore, what am I going to do as a journalist? It was when I felt that I needed to leave the Amazon and to start looking for different ways of communicating, of being, of working for the planet. It was when I finally found Deep Ecology. And Deep Ecology is this environmental philosophy that started in the 70s. The term was coined by Arne Næss. He is a professor from the University of Oslo, emeritus professor in Norway. And there is one thing that this philosophy says, which is very interesting, which is anthropocentrism is the cause of every mass we're seeing happening in the world. And what does this mean? That the mankind has put itself, we have put ourselves as the center of the web of life. Everything is to us human, everything is to benefit us human. And as humans, we need to control nature to benefit from natural resources. And this made lots of sense to me when I heard it because it was like, all right, this makes so much sense to me. Why is that information is not enough? Why is that information is not being really something that it's really helping to change the world as we hoped for? And then it came another thing to my mind, which was like, all right, again, as a journalist, I was super frustrated. Like the information wasn't enough, and all this, UN conferences for the climate, they are not being enough. We're seeing what's happening. So what's lacking is connecting information with emotion. We need to bring those two things together. Otherwise, it's very unlikely that we will be able to make any difference. I'm gonna read something for you. An article published on 28th of February 2020 stated that over 17 million hectares had been burned across New South Wales, Victoria, Queensland, ACT, Western Australia, and South Australia. Second information. On January 8, 2020, Professor Chris Dickman, an expert from the University of Sydney's Faculty of Science in Ecology, Conservation and Management of Australian Mammals, estimated that more than 1 billion mammals nationally had so far been killed in the bushfires, with more than 800 million of those in New South Wales. Third information. About 20% of the Amazonian rainforest has been destroyed over the past 50 years. Since 1978, about 1 million square kilometers of Amazon rainforest have been destroyed across Brazil, Peru, Colombia, Bolivia, Venezuela, Suriname, Guyana, and French Guiana. What does these numbers say? Can you feel anything? We can't feel anything just by listening to numbers, right? So let's close our eyes again, please. Again, close our eyes. Now I would like to invite you to bring to your image, being your memories, your imagination, or what you have seen on newspapers, television. Bring the images of the bushfires back to your mind. You're now in an area of forest and you're listening to the fire. You're feeling the warmth. You're feeling it getting closer. And now, as an invisible being from the forest, you can see a koala. And you see this little one climbing a tree to the canopy slowly, feeling the fire coming closer and closer, and suddenly the warmth becomes unbearable. Warmth becomes unbearable. So hot for this little being. And the koala goes up to the canopy hoping to be saved, but the fire reaches the koala and the koala dies. Take a deep breath and keep your eyes closed. Deep breath. Now the second image that you bring to your mind is of a group of families. These families have been having their houses burned, and you can see their sorrow. You can listen to their pain and connect to their pain. Take a deep breath again. And now you are on a plane. You're flying over the Amazon rainforest. The plane is flying for about 900 kilometers an hour. And from the both sides of the plane, you can just see the rainforest, but the rainforest is burning. And it burns 24 hours a day, 365 days a year, keeps burning. And then you zoom into this image and you imagine somebody that you love is living on that rainforest that is burning all the time. And suddenly you look around and you see a black leopard carrying the cubs, running away from the fire or the bulldozers in desperation. What's happening here? What these humans are doing? Why are they destroying my home? Where should I go now? Will I be able to leave and to save my cubs? Take another deep breath. And now, when you're ready, you can open your eyes again. And once again, I'm going to tell you over 17 million hectares have been burned in Australia during the bushfires. More than 1 billion animals nationally died. 21% of the Amazon rainforest is gone. Do you feel this information different now? Is there any difference between the first time I read it to you and the second time that you heard it now? Yeah, right? Because now we connected with the emotion. We open our hearts to feel deep empathy for other beings and other people because we put themselves in their shoes in a deep level. After I discovered all this, I started working and asking myself, okay, how now what? And I remembered of one sentence that came from Thich Nhat Hanh. It's a Buddhist monk, very wise man. He passed last year. Somebody once asked him, Thich, how can we save our world? And he answered, you see, we need to be able to listen within ourselves the sound of the earth crying. We need to listen within ourselves the earth crying. But this is not only the only way. We can also listen within us the wonder, yeah, the peace and the happiness that connects to this beautiful place that your memory took you to at the beginning of our conversation today. And how, in practical terms, we can bring together information and emotions to make a change. And this can be done in all levels of society. So let's start from education. If you're a teacher and you're teaching whatever it is, can you ask yourself, like, which kind of things can I use to help these people feel what I'm saying? Can you use songs? Can you use images? Can you use other people speaking? Can you share your own personal passion for what you're teaching so maybe you can ignite passion in others? There is always a way. Experience makes total difference. Even if you're teaching, like this talk today is an experience, isn't it? It's not only a talk. Then through communications, if you are a communicator, if you're sharing something, doesn't matter. I don't need to call you a journalist or whatever. If you are talking to other people, you're a communicator. Whatever you're talking about, can you feel emotion yourself? Or are you talking about something? Do you feel it yourself being touched? As a journalist, I say, well, if I'm writing an article and I don't feel anything and I feel bored, it's because people will feel bored as well. But if I'm writing or if I'm speaking and I'm feeling excited, happy, uplifted, or even if I feel like crying, it's because, yes, this is what's gonna be provoked in other people once I'm speaking or writing or whatever. So always ask yourself, am I being touched? My emotions are being touched when I'm writing this, when I'm talking about this, passion about this thing that's so important to me. If it is, you are on the right path, in the right path. So always think about this. Bring emotions, have people feel, right? Activism. I bet that not if not everybody here, most of us here like to be called an activist. How can we use activism to help others to feel? My experience is that only punching, blaming, screaming with hate. Okay, we need to make some noise. Yes, we do. But those feelings create more of this in the world. So if I'm doing activism feeling hate, I'm going to create more of hate in the world. And this is not the world I want. So a good way of doing activism is asking yourself as well, am I being uplifting? Am I helping people to feel inspired to act? Or am I just blaming? Or am I just fighting against? Because there are two different ways of acting. One is stopping the bulldozers as the brave people did at the end of 70s, beginning of 80s to protect the rainforests in Australia. First direct actions here and started by that time. It worked. Yes, it did. But what else can we do? Can we plant trees? Can we talk in a loving way? Can we make a beautiful movie, put on YouTube, share across all of our webs, helping people to feel? Of course we can. So I would suggest, and this is my path now, it's like as an activist, I've learned delicate activism, which is I look at myself, my responsibility in the world. What can I do? I take care of myself. I'm not going to be burned out anymore. But am I inspiring people? Am I helping people to feel inspired to change and to take action? Because this is what we need. We need more people taking action and feeling, not only thinking and knowing, right? And this principle can be used in politics. This principle can be used in science. If you're a scientist, how can you bring the information and make it more reachable to people? How could you translate the information you have, helping everyone to understand what you really mean by that? What I always say as a key, doesn't matter your profession, is ask yourself, are you sharing your passion? Are you helping other people to have their eyes shining while they're listening to you? Are you doing this? And you're going to do this when you share who you are, right? When you share your own passion. Don't be afraid of judgments. And if somebody calls you crazy, you're on the right path. Always. Yeah? Okay, so now I would like to invite you to close your eyes once again. And now the question I ask you is, how within your own life and your profession and your passion can you bring together information and emotion to teach and to help people how to feel? The answer will come from Gaia. So now you see Gaia in front of you. Imagine Gaia very big in front of you, shining blue. You're going to see three different dots in Gaia. They are brilliant and they are spread over the globe in different spots. You're going to see the first one and you're going to jump through the first one and see where Gaia takes you to. Could be the ocean, could be a forest, could be a village, somewhere, anywhere. What do you see? What do you feel? Now you give thanks to this spot. Go back, look at the globe again, and you're gonna see the second dot. Just go through it. Where is that? What's Gaia teaching you and telling you? What's the next step? And you come back again, look at the globe again, and you're gonna see the third dot. Go through it. What are you seeing? Where Gaia has taken you to? What's the message you receive? Now you give thanks to this beautiful living being, which is our Mother Earth. Take a deep breath. Carry on this feeling and this information within your heart and your mind. And then you open your eyes. Just stay with this feeling for a little while. We are the ones we've been waiting for. Hopi. Hopi Nation said that. And we are. Thank you.